Bizarre Brain Comics. Greetings and well met, fellow travelers. I am Magnus of the Feral Horde, and I am here to spin a yarn of daring do for you, of mighty warriors wielding swords and axes, defending the honor and lives of damsels in distress from horrid monsters and dastardly wizards and sorcerers. Ooh. Oh yes. And this time we were going to take a look at this one. Well, just a few days ago, I did a review of the of the current Titan comic book of Conan the Barbarian number 25, which is currently on the stands now. Here we're taking a step back about 21 years to this Dark Horse Conan story. This is Conan, and it was a one-shot, not part of the regular ongoing title at the time. Conan and the Daughters of Midora. Oh, look at this great cover painting here. This is, of course, Conan the Barbarian. I like the way he looks here. And these are the daughters of Midora, two very voluptuous and lovely young ladies, and they are the subjects of the plot. This is from Dark Horse 2004, and it was written and inked by Jimmy Palmiotti, and it was penciled by Mark Texiera, and Mark Texiera also did this cover painting. Did a marvelous job. Marvelous job. I really like that. It's right, and it was right up there with what was his name? Horsley, who did the other one, and both of them are great and would be wonderful for covers for the paperback novels. But okay, one thing I like about this is that it is a one-shot. The whole story isn't included. It's a little bit longer than the others. And some Mark Texiera does a fantastic job with the art. He's a great artist anyway, and he did some fantastic stuff. And of course, especially his women, extra lovely, extra voluptuous. He's just so talented at that, which fits here. Great visual storytelling, and in the panels and panel-to-panel continuity, everything just sharp right on. And I remember Mark Texiera. I can't remember the name of the title or the company. Was it Comico? Not Comico. I can't remember the name. It was the comic company that only lasted for a few years, that Neil Adams started. And he used to, that's where I first saw Mark Texiera's work, was doing some of that stuff. Anyway, here we go. And it starts off, it's in the city of Guavia. Now, one thing I like and is kind of neat here is because all the captions, the lettering of the captions are done in a typewriter font. Because remember, Conan, created by Robert E. Howard, he was a pulp writer. He wrote all his stuff on a typewriter. This is a callback to that, to the typewritten origins of the stories. So here, he's in this the holy city of Guavia, in a tavern, enjoying the dancing of this young lady on his table. He mentions wanting to get a little alone time with her. He mentions in the context that he is here to Is this a ploy, or is this just him being stupid as he occasionally was when he was young? Telling her that he was here to steal the black pearl, which is a holy relic in the city. And she goes and gets the guards, come back, and they go to start stomping him, but he stomps back. And the guards really have no chance against him, but the girl, she grabs a bottle and lays him low. He wakes up in a prison cell with another fellow who has been there for ages, but he had hidden away a lockpick. See, this is one of the things that makes you think he had this planned. Got him into the palace where the diamond is kept. He picks the lock, gets out of the cell, but the other man says, "So you go to now you have to choose your freedom," and he goes, "I would, but who would have me?" He's been there so long, no one knows him. So he goes through. You can see him inside there, taking out a guard or two. There is the pearl, the gigantic black pearl. He goes up, and it was a trap. They all come in. These guards in robes, or priests in robes, and swords, and they take him down without injury, and having, here is this lovely young lady wielding a sword at his throat. Then the king comes in with the young lady who had betrayed him, and they said, and this is what really says, that was a good plan you had to get in here so that you could steal this pearl. Said, yep, that's what he had in mind, all right. And says, but I don't want to kill you. I've got a mission for you. You can have that pearl if you complete this mission for me. And it's about his daughter. And this lovely with the sword, she's his daughter too. It turns out, and here we're getting the backstory. And here, double page spread, you can see the backstory. He has a pair of twin daughters. Valenza, who is the one with the sword, and Hannah, who is the other lovely. Hannah was selected of the pair to be the heir to the throne, and so she was raised to become queen on the king's death, and she was raised, diplomacy and all that other stuff. While Valenza was trained in the fighting arts and stuff, and the story here. His chief counselor, who was a sorcerer, died, and had two others counselors there, and had to choose between the two of them. Well, he chose the one guy. The other guy was not happy about it, and apparently he snatched Hannah and took off. And so the king has sent groups of soldiers who never came back to get her. So now they need a thief, someone who knows how to get into some place and steal something. So he basically hires Conan, says he's going to have a couple of, to make sure he just doesn't take off, he's going to have his other daughter, Valenza, and a couple of his own guards go with him, and off they go. That's the real, and because she has to guide the way, and she keep an eye on Conan. Here is a nice homage to a Frank Frazetta painting. I can't remember what the title of the painting was, but it's the one that was used as a Molly Hatchet cover. And but they are being observed by this creepy guy. He's almost like an orc, but he's not an orc. So they make camp, pitch the tent, and eating, having the time when some of these goons, I'll just call them goons, sneak up, and while one of the other guards is supposed to be on guard duty, and he falls asleep. They slip in, snatch the other girl, and take off. Well, Conan wakes up in the middle of that, and they are surrounded by these goons, and they go. And they have quite a gory time killing these goons, and in the process, the other guardsmen are killed. It takes longer than this, but here you see Conan standing in typical fashion on top of a pile of corpses. And this is when one of the guys says, "Go get her, go save my queen. I'll hold them off." And so he goes, well, doesn't go too far, and the young lady, Valenza, she is managed to get her hands on a sword, and she's been cleaning house with these guys, but this one takes her down, and he's going to do some naughty stuff with her, apparently. But Conan gets there just in time and takes him out. They rush back and find that the other guard has perished in the midst of battle. So they bury the two soldiers who bury them with honor, for they honorably sacrificed themselves. But they're all covered in blood and dirt and stuff, so they have to get cleaned up in the pool. And she's on the naked side, and so is he. Well. And so they're kind of naked together. Well, the next morning, after all the nakedness, they get ready to go. And Conan he's got a plan of action. He's carved this big old wooden shaft spear, and here they come galloping up to the castle, where the wizard's castle. Has one of the guards out front, and has that spear that he made. And it's a flame. Boom, goes right through him, pins him to the door, so that the door is aflame, and soon they'll be able to get inside. But crash! This horrid, big, giant monster, dragon-like, lizardy thing comes out, and attacks them. And Conan, he goes right to town, because it wouldn't be the first monster he's killed. And he takes it out while they're also fighting off the goons. That's when the wizard comes out and goes, "Oh, Hannah, how did you?" Oh, he goes, "I'm sorry, my love." Yes, it was Hannah who had either he had transformed her or she had transformed herself into this monster. And it turns out that she had gone voluntarily with the sorcerer. He didn't care about being the king's advisor. He just wanted Hannah, and she wanted to be with him, and they ran off together. But in the process, here she dies, and he's just grief-stricken and grief-stricken and just bawling his eyes out. Said, "You understand nothing of the world outside your father's home, Valenza. Without Hannah, I have nothing to live for." Said, "Well, let me hasten your reunion then, wizard," and lops off his head, because that was part of the deal. He's supposed to bring his head back. So they have the head in a bag, have the corpse of the princess on a horse, and they're riding back, and it goes, and she says, "Oh my!" All this time she had been talking about how anything happening to Hannah would just devastate her father, and she was irreplaceable, but Valenza herself was of little consequence, and that's the way her father saw her too, or so she thinks. But she has a plan. So when they get back to the king, brings the head, and the princess Hannah comes rushing into her father's arms, safe and sound. But he says, "Father, I have some terrible news, Valenza." "My Valenza, no, no." And yes, Valenza has died in the effort to rescue Hannah. At least that's what they're telling the king. But he is so broken up, and both Conan and Valenza herself are surprised at how broken up. So it's, "Oh, I never should have sent her on this mission. No, all this other stuff." He is broken up just as much as it would have been had it been Hannah. And so Conan has been paid the pearl, and Valenza, in the guise of Hannah, is bidding him farewell, and he says, "How long do you think you can carry on this subterfuge without your father finding out?" He says, what my father will believe is the lie easiest for for him to bear. Well, farewell, and off they go. And that's, good tale. A good story, a good tale. I really, really enjoyed that. They did a crack-up job. And I've never followed the title under Dark Horse very closely. I just got a few, occasional few issues. And now I'd like to go back and get more. It was just one of the never-ending story type things, the way it seemed to me. But I like the one-shots and the mini-series and stuff where you have a contained story in a short period of time without stretching one story out forever. But this was a great job. I really, really enjoyed this. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the Dark Horse version of Conan. And this one in particular, this great Texeira art and a fine Jimmy Palmiotti story. So let me know in the comments down below. And remember, comics are art.